discoveries back in the garage. I'm going to have a go at changing the transmission oil. So I've got it up on extended mode. I've taken the relay out and the fuse out for the air suspension. I've got 2 axle stands under the chassis at the front near the transmission. I've taken off the under engine tray and I've taken off the gearbox under tray. I've checked that the level plug or the fill plug is, I can undo it, and I've checked that the drain plug is moving. I've been round and I've bashed the, what do you call them, the Torx head bolts where I can get at them, but of course there's some that are really difficult. So before I start undoing it, I'm going to make sure I can actually get tools in to undo it. Come this way. So this is what I've got. I've got a ZF kit, that's the part number for the Mechatronic seals. We're going to change the Mechatronic seals. I've got a genuine ZF metal tray and filter kit. Right, let's make sure I can get tools out underneath. Oh, I'll take you underneath, I'll show you what else I've done. Alright, so because it's going to go everywhere, I've bought a sheet of plastic to put underneath, pond liner, because it's going to run everywhere when I try and drain it all into my container. It'll probably hit the, what do you call it, the cross member and run where we don't want it to run. So I'll fabricate up a little, cut up a plastic little thing to direct it in the right direction as well. So let's just have a faff for some tools. What is that one? So these are T40s, so I need to get a T40 that I can get a ratchet on, ratchet spanner. Right, we're in business. 10mm ratchet spanner, impact or a Torx bit from something I've got at the moment that actually happens to be a 10mm hex. Because they're not tight, they're coming undone, so I can crack on. I can drain the oil now, get the oil drained. Right, so to help me drain it, I'm going to use that. I'm going to modify it. I'm going to cut a big hole in the bottom and I'm going to angle it at the top, and then I can push it in and fold it. Big hole in the bottom and then angle the top. Oh, that'll work. Right, try it. So there's the drain bunk, you see. So it's going to go onto that. So now I can put that like that and it'll angle it away, hope you can see. And I'll be able to hold that and it should reduce what's spilling down. No, that's not going to work. I have to do it like this. Well, didn't need that. Leave it to drain. I did take it for a run and warmed it up. It was at 50 odd degrees Celsius. It'll still be warm. It doesn't look too bad actually. Don't look too dirty. It'll take a while to reduce mess. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to leave it draining. I'm going to leave that dripping as long as I can so it stops dripping, so that when I take the pan off, hopefully there's less dripping off the actual Mechatronic unit itself all over the shop. Because if you look, that is longer than a bucket, so it'll give it more control hopefully. But anyway, I've got my plastic. I'm going to go in and have a drink and leave it and come back this afternoon or something, because it is now 10 to 11. Just leave it for ages. I've cracked off these bolts at the back for the actual pan. They're not tight, so I think we'll be okay. It's just those front ones that are a bit more awkward to get to, but that's why you need to take the engine under tray off. 11:51, so we're giving it about an hour. Still dripping at a similar rate, so I can leave it dripping and start taking out some of these T40s along here. I can start doing that. Well, what I'll do is, to start with, I'll just leave all the corner ones in. And then, of course, because I'm not lifting the engine or anything like that, I've got to cut through that stub. Let's go to the other side. I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to take out those other corners with my little unit, which is around here somewhere. Yeah. $10mm spanner. That's gone in the oil. Flip. Right, I'll have to do that when I've put the bung in. I'll move it to finish the last ones off. It looks like it's almost finished dripping, doesn't it? Still dripping water. Where's it gone? I've lost my socket now. It's a problem because I'm on black. I can't see it. I can't see stuff. I've lost my 10mm spanner now. You come here a minute. Here it is. Right. Another one. Trick is an understatement, these ones. There we go. Another one. Another one. And another one. So now that means I've got this corner one and those on that side and the front ones to do. So I'm going to move over that other side. So we're going to leave that one, but we'll crack it. That drip is water from the aircon. I might have said that already. But now I'm going to do this. Access isn't the best. Right, I can see them now. So those are the ones I'm trying to get at up across there. They're just really tricky to get to because this cross member's in the way. I'll come back to you when I've done it. This is the last one of these forward ones coming out now that's above the cross member. I'll show you when I've done this. I've just put a couple back in So I've got 4 loosely holding it up, and then we'll get the bucket back. This one was tight. This one was the tightest of the lot. Hang on. Up there. It's nearly there now. That should come now. There we go. So yeah, that was the tightest of the lot. Right, so let's get my stuff out of here. So I'll put that one back in, and I've put one in over this side. We'll get the bucket now. Right, so we've got the bucket back in position. I need to go back a bit more. I'm going to take out the corner ones at the back, and I think I'll take out the drain plug again. Yeah, I think I'll take out the drain plug again, just let any more out, and then drop it. So now it's dropped down, and we've got more draining. Pretty much got all the bolts out apart from one, I think, just so it's holding it, and I'll leave that to drip again. So hopefully we won't have much mess apart from water on the floor. It's still going, still draining. I'll just leave it. Gonna have my lunch. So on the other side, and I don't know whether you can see there's one that I've not got out or undone yet, so that's why this side I couldn't get it down as easy. So I've just got to crack that one off, loosen that, and then we should be better. It's cracked off. I think this is the last one. Yep, it is. There we go. Now I'll leave it draining while I go on my lunch. Just have my lunch, come back out, and that's pretty much finished dripping now. We'll give it another tweak, get my gloves on, and then we'll see if it's ready. I can't remember, did I take that screw out the other side? Gonna have to go back round again, aren't I? Right, they're all out now, and I've managed to get it so it's just running straight in to the bucket instead of over the cross member. Next job is to cut through that plastic sprue that's part of the actual under tray. I'm going to have to move everything to do that, because I need to get in there and I can't, because I want to be able to see it first so I know where it is. I don't know whether you can see it in there. We'll get a torch. Let's go over on the other side and get a torch and see if we can find it. Now it's going to be better from the other side because the exhaust is in the way on this side, so it's going to be better to go and get it from the other side. Let's go back over there. I've got a torch now. Now I'm looking on my camera screen. I can't really see. There it is at the front. Can you see? Just there. I think so. That's the bit we need to get now. I'm running out of battery power. I'm on 23%, 22%, 21% battery. So let's have a feel and see if that's it. Yeah, I think I've got the saw on it. Before I start sawing, I'm good, because I can't get my head up there to look. I'm going to go and look at the footage. So yeah, I was on it. It didn't take much. This is what I've got it through with. It actually did it just a couple of minutes just by hand. It's allowed me to move it a bit more, getting more out. I'll let that finish draining. I'll try and get out as much as I can before I take it down. So 90 degrees. Right, I'm going to have to put a bung back in, because otherwise it will pour out as I come over. There we go. There we go. So that's that down. And now I can finish getting the stuff out of it. Let's get it out. There we are. And then we can drop the Mechatronic unit next. We've got to get the electronics out up here. And then undo the bigger ones. Good, that's okay, we're doing okay. So there's the bit cut. There, it's left the seal behind by the look of it. Or has it? No, the seal's on there, that's okay. 28th of September 2006, so it's never had the filter changed. And then magnets. Got a bit of sludge on them, but I don't think they're too bad. We'll have a proper look at them later. There's all the oil. A bit burnt, a bit black. I'll measure that afterwards once I've got everything out. Go back under again now. Start working on getting this Mechatronic unit out. Electrical connection first. So electrical connector up there. Got to turn that like so, and then the electrical connector will come off like so. Push that out of the way. We'll clear that up later. Clean that up later. Next, we've got to manoeuvre that bit down. So I believe you pull that way, pull down like that. Now the electrical connector should push out. There it comes. That's that out. We'll get a new one of them as well. Now we can undo them next. Probably leave it to drip a bit more yet. Not sure. Apparently it's the big ones and you can't miss it. I need to go and get some clean paper towel to wipe it with so I can get a better look, because it's all dirty what I've got. So I'm starting to take these bolts out. Got a container to put them in, a clean container. One. Two. There is a tightening in order to put them back in, but I don't think it matters taking them out. How many is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. Oh no, it's too tight. There we go. Dropped in the oil. Shorter one. Shorter one. There should be one left here, which you can't get. And then it's just if there's one here. Not sure. Right, I need to fish the magnet out. I'll sock it out. Not my magnet. I think we're almost ready. I think we're on the last one. Now where's it gone? Problem is it gets slippy and I don't want to do it all and get all flipping oil all over me ratchet or impact driver. Right. go and get it where I'm putting it quick, because it's dripping everywhere. And then we're going to replace the seals there and the spectacle seals at the front. I'm going to do that. I've got to clean all this outer edge up as well, so this is just going to have to be left to drip for ages. Right, it's about 4:30. I haven't got much battery power, so I've got to be careful with this. I forgot 23%. We've got the Mechatronic unit on a piece of cardboard on the bonnet of the old Range Rover in a plastic bag. I've got that out. I've cleaned up, I'll take you down in a minute. So I've cleaned around the pan. I've had an M6 by 1.0 tap up all the ones that I can get to. The ones that I can't, I'm just going to run a bolt up, an M6 by 1 bolt that I've cut a little notch in the end. So then I can put that in, start it, and run that up. And that'll clean out the rest of the thread, and I'll do that on all of them. We're still dripping, so that's all those done. I'm just going to give it another quick run around with a bit of Scotch-Brite pad, just to freshen up the bits that I've not done a good job on. And again, get the idea. So next I'm going to work at getting those rubbers out. Plenty of videos online how to do it. I'm going to do that. Then we can put the spectacle one in, hopefully get it to stay there with something, and then put the Mechatronic unit back up. I've given this another wipe round with Scotch-Brite and given it a wipe round with brake cleaner. So we're ready to go almost. Right, I've done that one. I'll show you how I do this one. So just screwdriver just in there, and it starts to get it coming, and a bit the other way, sleeves in the way. There you go, short one. The camera lens is a bit dirty, it's a bit better. Right, new short one, bit of oil, just wipe it round, lube it up, dripping oil, push it back in. Next one, same again. This one's longer. Get hold of it, pull it out. It's relatively easy. Push it in. I've already got oil on my fingers, you see. That one, long one. Now this is the trouble with this one. I've got more oil coming down out of this one. Should be able to get that one now. There we go. And then we'll get that long one, new one lubed up, push it in. There we go. That's those done. Spectacles next, but they won't stay there, I don't think. So we've got a spectacle seal in as well, and it's staying there, which I'm amazed at. So next we can get the Mechatronic unit in. I've got to check which bits to clean. There's something I need to clean over there, but I'm not sure what it is, so I need to go and look that up. just check where that is. Right, we're nearly ready to put this back on. That's the bit that you need to clean. It was clean, there was nothing on it really, so that's going to go back on in a second. I'm just going to clean the fork where that goes, and then that little bit down there we've got to get in the right place. Mechatronic unit back on with the new seals underneath. Make sure you line that bit up there. I need to clean the lens, it's filthy. Put that bolt in, that's number 1, that's number 4. Push it up until, and put these in until they touch, then you can install the rest of the bolts, and then you've got to do them in the right order. 8 Newton meters plus or minus 0.8 Newton meters. So I printed off that. I'll see if I can clean the lens. Right, that's what it is. It's that flipping light, isn't it? So following this diagram, we're going to torque them. I'm going to do them to 4 first, and I'm going to do them to 8 after. Tighten screws in order 1 through 10 or 1 through 13 as shown in the sequence. Right, get them tightened. You get the idea. So I've got it set to 4, sorry. 1 first. This is 1. So I've actually got my torque wrench in a plastic bag, so that I'm not getting oil all over it. And it says 2. 5 is this one. That's 8. Right, so number 1. That's all then torqued. Next job, put the sleeve back in, get the wiring back in. New sleeve. Notch faces down, I think. Get some oil on that O-ring. And that one. Notch faces down. Right, now I need my light up here so I can see where it goes. I have to move you. Right, it's 6:15. I'm going to have to pack in. I've can't get the sleeve in fully to be able to get that to seat, so I'll just put the wiring harness back on to cover that up. I'm going to try and put the pan back on just to keep it clean, the old pan. I've got the oil light, but it might not seat because of that not fitting down. Let's try it. Because you have to do this, don't you? Anyway, there we go. Yeah, because of that it won't seat. So if it fills up it's going to drip, innit? Because it won't fit because of that. Back to the drawing board. Oh well, I suppose that's catching. Why won't that go in? I mean, I've loosened all these off. I've tried it, I've bashed it, I've pushed it. Can't get it to go in. Well, I've been in, I've had my tea, I've had to think about this, I've watched a video. So this is the original. So this is a ZF part. It says ZF on it somewhere. I've seen it. There you go. ZF there. And it says 06 on the date somewhere. ZF there again. There. So it says 06 there. March 06. Now, those O-rings are pretty flat. Apparently, these little tangs here, those little plastic wings, are what push on the metal bit that allows you to put the clip up. I'll put a link in the description to the video. So that, I just need to get a piece of wood and it should go in. And apparently it's these, because you can't get your hand in, that just are not stopping it pushing, and you need to do it both sides at the bottom and it should push up. So I might try it again. Piece of wood that's over there and a lever, and hopefully I can do it. So a piece of wood that fits in, this is how you do it. Piece of wood that fits in, lever, more at the top than at the bottom, push and then it goes up. So I'll go show you, and then we can torque those bolts back down that are loosened off to try and make it easier to get the thing in. Yeah, so now that's in properly, I can put my connector back on. I can tighten these back down. I can put the sump on, the old sump, to collect the drips so it's not dripping on the floor. I can clean up a bit, and then when I come back in a couple of days when I get more time, or even tomorrow night, I can put the filter in and then put a proper sump on, the new sump. So it makes sense to actually put a proper pan on, doesn't it? So we haven't got an O-ring up there, new filter going up. We need to just put some oil on that O-ring. That'll go up now, and then it'll sit. It's got some lugs where it sits. That's it. So that's there. Now we can get the pan in. So proper ZF pan, metal pan. You get new bolts with it. Just a thin layer of that curable T2 round, that'll hold the gasket while I put it on. I'll put it on, I'll bung a load of bolts in, find out the torque, we'll tighten them down, and it's done, apart from filling oil up later in the week. So we've got the pan on, so it says torque form, ZF aftermarket, 12 Newton meters. Start in the middle, that's about in the middle, crisscross to the other side. It's less on the plastic one, it's 8. Right, now over the other one. So we've got all torqued down. So that's it for now, for tonight. It's been a long one, it's 9:15. I have eaten, I have gone in and stuff, so yeah. I'm going to tidy my tools away another time and fill up another time. So I've emptied my bucket before I've gone in. I've got 4 litres in. I've got 4 litres in that one, and I've got about 1 litre in that one. So we've got about 5 ounce. So definitely going in now, because now it's 5 to 9 PM. Right, see you another day. Right, so morning, we're back out again. I'm just looking at the camera. It doesn't seem to like the light, does it? It seems to glare a lot at the light. Anyway, I was editing the other half, the previous bit you've just been watching. About 9:20, been lazy. It's been a few days, back on it. I've been watching Outback Discovery's channel and some of his videos, and he talked about those sump bolts, the torque being 9 Newton meters. I'd already done it, so I'd already found and done it to 12, so it did feel a bit tight. So perhaps do it to 10, because 8's under the plastic. So perhaps if I do it again, I'll do it to 10. So if I take it off again in a few thousand miles, you know, like 20,000 miles or something, to change the filter, I'll do it to 10. Coffee, cheers. I've wiped up my tools, I've put my tools away. I'm just finishing draining the old oil off the old sump, tidy up, and then I want to check that the actual sump drain plug is tight before I put the oil in. So I've found 12 Newton meters, I think it says for that, so I'm going to check that that's tight, and then I put my pump together and we'll get the oil in. So pump it in until I've got about, I don't know, it's about 5 litres, I think, maybe 4 litres, however much it takes to get it out of the sump drain fill plug, level plug. Start it, get it idling. Before I do that, I need to get it level, so I need to pump the back tyres back up, because to get it in the garage you have to let the tyres down. So while it's idling and everything, I can then set the levels for the air suspension, check that, diagnose that, get those level, go around and check that, and then do the top up procedure. So see you in a bit. So that's my fluid pump that I've bought for it. I've got 7 litres. I'm going to put 6 in because I've only got 5 and a bit out. Well, about 5 out, so shouldn't need 7. So we're going to tip that in there, check the bungs, the drain bungs tight, get it pumped in. 1, 2. That's 6 litres in there. So before I get rid of the pan, the old pan, let's have a look. So it says something about a filter on there, made in Germany. This is that number that I was on about. There's the production date, 28th of September 2006, 10/12 it says. Again, loads of dots there. Still was getting a bit of draining coming out the filter. Let's get the magnets off and let's have a look at the magnets, see if I can get them off, because they don't want to come off, do they? Spring clip on top that you've got to get rid of. Oh, there we go. Right, 1 spring clip, so that can go in metals recycling. And then same on the other one. So I'm going to clean them up and we'll have a look at them. It's just sludge. The 2 little spring kits can go in metal recycling. That, I don't know. Do I put it in plastic recycling? Don't know. So for some strange reason on mine, that drain plug is a 12mm. How odd. So 12mm. Let's check it's 12 Newton meters. It probably is. Yeah, that's tight enough, that is. That's 12. Right, so we can next undo the fill plug again. Up there, I don't know whether you can see. Can you see? Yeah, you can. Get that out, start pumping. Get our fluid in. What's that? 8mm. So I'll go get my 3/4 drive ratchet, undo that, and we'll start pumping. So that's my setup to get the oil in. I've just got to start pumping next. And get it all in until it starts coming out. Then start the car, get it idling, and then I can get it off the axle stand, get it level, pump up the tyres, etc. And then get it to warm up to temperature, and then check the level. So it'll take a while. I'm going to pump away. I need to get it so I can see that and hold it and pump. Might be a bit awkward. I should have put the car higher really. So we've now got the bung back in. We've had a steady flow out. I've had it off the axle stands to get it more level. I've got the tyre pressures at the correct pressure. We're ready to start the car and get it to idle. Check the level again, put some more in, and then bring it up to temperature and do the top up procedure at temperature. The transmission temperature's at the right temperature. I've put an extra one in, so I've had to put a lot in. Let's do the final level check now. So we've got the bung in. Let's take it out and see what we get out. I want a steady stream. If not, I've got to put more in. That's about right. So I think that's about right. I just want to check what it says again. I'm sure it's a steady stream. Hang on. Right, to the final level check. Says a steady stream. That's a steady stream. I can't remember what the torque is to this. I need to look it up. So we're now at 38 degrees. As it gets to 40, we've got to I think that's water dripping from the other side. As it gets to 40, so now we've got to remove the bung and we want a fine trickle, and then we can put it back in and torque it. I'm going with that because that's a fine trickle, I think, rather than a heavy flow. So put it in, torque it down, 35 Newton meters, and we can turn off. Newton meters. I can turn off now. So I put 6 litres in, and that's how much is overspilled. So it's not that much, is it really? So maybe it was underfilled before. Maybe it leaked out, don't know. Anyway, I think that's about right, so it'll be okay. Right, let's carry on. So that's it pretty much. Seals changed, oil changed, filter changed on the transmission. I've just got to reset the adaptive values, make a note of the mileage. Whilst the under tray is off, I'm going to do that diesel filter like I said, and the water in diesel sensor. That'll be in another video. While it's in the garage on level ground, I'm going to calibrate the air suspension. Couldn't do it with my other tool. Now I've got it with the auto tool. Now I've got it with the Gap 2D. I'll be able to do it with the Gap 2D. So it's time to go and have some lunch though. I'm going to go and have some lunch. So thanks for watching. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We're over 400 subscribers now, so brilliant. Heading for 500. Yeah, just a couple of other little things I want to do on this, but nothing, that's the biggest one I think now. So other things for future: install a reversing camera. What else? Clean the map sensor, clean the MAF sensor. There's a couple of other little jobs, just little things like that. Something else I want to do as well. Maybe install a dash cam. Yeah, just little things. So thanks for watching. See you next time.